Hey guys.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hey. All right, we got more coming in. Let me get them in. All right, I see Greg, but I don't hear him. Looks like he's connecting. No, I don't see Greg. I just see that he's coming on. Maurice, I don't see you or hear you. Peter's coming on right now. Okay, guys. 7:01. I'm a minute late because I'm waiting on people. That's okay. Greg, if you're coming in, you're muted and your camera's not on. Maurice, same thing. Yeah, automatically muted. Hopefully you can see.
I
All right, Greg, I hear you. I got you unmuted, but I don't see you.
Yeah, I don't know how to turn the camera on.
Okay. Ask to start video. We'll see there. Okay, very good. Richard's
Let me see.
disappeared in the background of his book.
There,
Very
there
good.
we go.
Very good. All right, Maurice.
Oh, you learned fast, Greg.
All right, guys. So I see Maurice is trying to get on, but I don't see I don't see his video and I don't see his audio. So I'll move on. First of all, guys, welcome here. Happy New Year. It's 2023. Welcome to the 2023 kickoff Superior HBC University new member team call. I'm excited for every one of you guys to be here tonight. It's an exciting time of year. I'll talk more about that later. Business is booming. People, as I say all the time, I've been saying it for 2 years. It's a fact. People are absolutely looking for what we do, and I'll show you evidence of that in a few moments. But we've got several things happening right now. In fact, Peter, we just got off a call with one of Peter's a moment ago, and that sale's going through. I'll know more tomorrow. I'll tell you more about it, Peter, when I know. But she has been selected to the team, and she will be coming on board. So that just literally happened in the last 30 minutes. What I'm going to do tonight, guys, first of all, is talk about and share and demonstrate how busy it has been if you've been doing the income generation activities. And then we're going to get busy in interviewing Richard from Seattle. It's part of the conversation tonight. I want him to tell you himself what he's doing. The topic of tonight's training is, what do I need to be doing to be successful here? And we're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth of somebody who just got qualified and is making sales and doing very well. And then I'm also, it's the same old thing of success checklist, following it, keeping to it. But we're going to talk about why. I told you a moment ago, if you guys don't have Group Me turned on, keep it turned on 24/7. Because now, granted, hold on, middle of the night, I'm not texting you in the Group Me act, but I will all day long drop ideas, drop thoughts to help you improve what you're doing. I'll also talk about things that can help you. So make sure, just some house cleaning, keep your Group Me app open. Make sure you're a member of that group. If you haven't done that, download the app. Let me know what your username is. If that's an email or if that's a phone number, and I will send you an invite to connect to that Group Me group. If you haven't gone and found the Team Superior Facebook private group, what are you waiting on? Things are happening there. I want you there getting inspiration, reading the things, and then being able to post things, questions, and those type of things in there as well. We've got a really, this year is going to be, phenomenal. For those that are doing the income generating activities. I keep going back to that because it won't be anything if you're not doing those things. But if it is, I'm telling you, let me just start out and show you what my schedule has looked like. I keep telling you that December has been busy, and we've got at least 3 or 4 new members that have come on board. But don't let me just talk about it. Let me demonstrate that. Here's the first week of December, my calendar. And most of these are from the people that are booking, that are placing the ads, and they're having people book calls. There's not but 1 or 2 maybe out of these that are my own personal stuff. So that goes to tell you my calendar is booked up with helping the people that are doing the work. And as you see, that's the first week of December. Guys, these are blue boxes. Those of you have your app, those of you don't, I'll tell you again, blue boxes are people that have responded, left a voicemail, you sent them a text, and they clicked and booked a call. That's what the blue boxes are. These are all appointment calls that were had each and every day. The gray boxes are people that went through step one, reviewed the videos on the app, click the red button at the bottom, book a follow-up Q&A call, and here they are. That's the gray boxes. That's the first week of December. This is the second week of December. And I'll show you this because you can see Thursday has nothing. Why is that? That's because the day I blocked off. I had surgery that day. I had reconstructive foot surgery. I got a pin sticking out of my foot right now. So that day, Thursday, was blocked off. That's how you can do it with your business. Block it off. And then Friday, I was right back to work, helping you guys, taking the meetings, doing what I need to do with a pin sticking out of my foot. That's just my dedication to you guys. I'm serious when I tell you I'm here for you. I will do whatever it takes to help you be successful, which is also why I talked about in the GroupMe app recently. I have to focus my time on the people that are focused on their business because it's getting so busy. You see what's happening here. I'm recovering from surgery. I'm doing the things I need to do. People that are placing the ads, I'm going to focus my time with them and help them. If you're engaged in your business, I promise you, you got every bit of me. Always. That's the way it's going to be. That was the second week of December. Here's the third week of December. As you see, a lot more action. You notice the previous two. Let me show you how that works. Here is the first week of December. Here's how the activity. First week of December, we got a bunch of new people that clicked the link, booked the calls. Now we got one or two that were trickled over the follow-up Q&As from the previous week, or this one here may have actually come out of one of these calls on the first week. We're going into the month. Ads are being placed. Now look at the second week of the month. Got another 1, 2, 3, 4 gray boxes now. People are going through the system, booking the calls, getting to the app, reviewing the videos, and you see more and more gray boxes start popping up. Now, look at this week, the third week, right before Christmas. You think there was going to be a slowdown in Christmas? No. Now you've got, look how many follow-up Q&As that are booked. Now we have 3, 4, 5, 6 right before Christmas. Here's the green boxes, are strategy sessions, new members on the team that have made their purchase and come on board right before Christmas. So anybody that slowed down and didn't place ads, you see right away you missed an opportunity. And I tell you this, guys, not to hammer you over the head. I just want you to see the logistics of what happens if you're doing placing the ads and doing the work. Here's the week, next week, the Christmas week. Well, I blocked off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 reasons. Recovering from this surgery, I've been pounding it out the weeks before. You saw me really, I needed some downtime for family. I needed downtime to just rest my body. I don't know if any guys have ever had reconstructive surgery. They went in and broke bones, reset everything, drove pins in my foot. So I'm hobbling around with a walking shoe, trying to accomplish what we do. But that's dedication. That's what it takes to be successful. I blocked off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, picked it right back up again. You see, we're getting more people that answer the ads. Got another strategy session for a new member. We've got these gray boxes right here. Just, again, more people came in. I even opened up Saturday. I don't normally work Saturdays for people, but I blocked off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I wanted you guys to have some availability. People were contacting me. The guys that are actively working their business were contacting me and texting me and calling me, hey, I've got prospects that can't find any openings on your calendar. That's because I took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off for the holidays. And so they needed an opportunity. I went and unblocked Saturday and opened up 4 slots for you guys to be able to have your prospects booking calls on Saturday. Again, I'm dedicated. I'm here for you. If you're working your business, you're going to get every bit of me. Anybody that's doing it knows how I'm working for you. I really am serious about helping you. So here we go. First week of January after New Year's. Again, I'm demonstrating you the process. I'm telling you that it's here for you, each and every one of you. All you have to do is stay in constant communication, place the ads I talked about, make sure you're doing what needs to be done. If you have questions, ask, and you're going to find out what works. This is the first week of January. Here was my day-to-day, Thursday the 5th, back to back to back to back to back every half hour. It's because I choose to be that busy, guys. You don't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed and think, oh my God, I don't want to work that much. You do your own, whatever you choose to do, but I'm going to make sure that I'm there for you, those that are doing the activities, I'll be there and make sure I'm available to get you the calls in, to get the people into the system, and the system works. Here's 2 more follow-up Q&As. Here's 2 more strategy sessions of new members that were selected. Next week, got nothing booked so far next week. That will start filling up pretty quickly. So I just wanted to cover what the topic of it was. I keep saying in those emails before these calls, December has been a busy month. I wanted to show you and demonstrate that there is no lull in our business, really. It's a mass exodus of the workforce. I keep talking about that, and I mean that. I've been saying it for 2 years. I've seen it. I knew when I founded the company in 2006 there would be a demand. Now COVID it just shone a light on the need. People shook everybody up, going, "What am I doing?" They're wanting an online business. They want to work from home. They got to be at home for a while with friends and family, or with family, and they understood what it was all about. Said, "Well, I don't want to go back and work in an office environment." Plus, you got all the entrepreneurs that lost everything that are out there. So, guys, I know I jumped into it, but I knew I had a couple of more people that were going to be coming on board. And I wanted to just take the time and demonstrate the demand, the need. All you got to do is plug in and place your ads. Let's get back to kicking off this call with what I normally like to do. And let's do team introductions. We've got a couple of new members on the team. Some of you guys haven't even met them yet. And so I want them to introduce what I want to do. And there's the reason I do this activity. Remember, there's a purpose behind everything I do. Like you hear me on the calls with people, there's a purpose for every question I'm asking the prospects. And the purpose of this exercise is for you to get comfortable talking in front of people you don't know, introducing yourself, telling your story, because that's what's going to go in your script. If you're making calls, or when you're making calls on your own, you're going to be talking to people and you want it to just flow. A natural flow. So what I'm going to do is call you out one at a time and ask you your name, first name only. We don't need to go into all the first name, the state you're calling from. So I'll just ask you the questions. Let's go with person that's been here one of the longest. I'm going to go with Fred. Fred, you know the drill. So Fred, if you would unmute, step out, name, state you're calling from. Let's get that started.
Fred from South Carolina.
Okay. Fred, tell me your background, if you would. Share briefly about your professional career, what you've been doing for a living.
I was in private investigations and process service industry for 29 years, 15 of which I own my own brick and mortar firm in Raleigh, North Carolina, until 2020, when I left the industry and started looking for online opportunities.
Very good. Why'd you choose Superior HBC?
Track record, the Better Business Bureau, A+ accreditation, and just the support that I felt like I would get from the team.
Very good. The other thing, guys, we've got a couple of new people on the call tonight. Welcome to the team. I want you to, the reason I do this exercise, multifaceted, I want you to get comfortable in speaking to people. I want you to get comfortable sharing your story in a brief, condensed version. Some of us, and I'm long-winded at times, I admit that. So you need to learn to get it down at a condensed version, being able to comfortably communicate your story. But I also want you all to hear all the different varied backgrounds, because you're going to, and you're hearing why they picked this business, why they came to us. I didn't ask him, why were you looking for an online business? But that's the reason. I want you to learn how this is happening. These are the people you're going to be talking to, and you're going to get their story, why they were looking, by asking them the script, running the script by them, and you're going to get answers. And now people that actually came through the system, bought their purchase, and invested in their business are here, and you get that feedback directly. Now you know when you're having the script and you're talking to prospect, this person could be a potential. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Everything, don't go to sleep on me here. It is an exercise that will help you very much. So let's go to, I'll go to Peter. Peter, if you would, unmute.
Yes, sir.
And step out. And again, what state, Peter, where are you from?
San Diego, California.
Perfect. All right. Quick synopsis. Your career professionally.
I'll just do the last 23 years for you.
Perfect.
Real estate broker. Say it again.
I said, please do that. Peter's 85. Let's end with the last 10, 15 years, brother.
Yeah, just the last 23 years, real estate broker, hard money lender. There you have that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Why were you looking, Peter?
Real estate business in a state of flux, as pretty much everyone knows. Interest rates rising, just a lot of unknowns, a lot of uncertainties. Just wasn't, I just tired of the grind, so to speak. Although I love the real estate business, I enjoyed helping people, and look at the look on their face when they get their first home or their dream home or whatever.
Right.
And that was heartwarming. So I liked that. I enjoyed that part of it. But
All right.
I had to move on.
Very good. Why'd you choose Superior HBC?
I looked at it. I saw it. I spoke with you after the first meeting. I did my due diligence and checked everything out. I like the longevity of the company and the Better Business Bureau rating. I felt that was good. I like the fact that you impressed me with how important it is to help people and try to make their lives a little bit better, which is kind of what I've always wanted to do and I've always done. And then since meeting you and spending the Zoom with you and everything and getting to see you and talk with you, that kind of put it over the top for me. I found you to be very believable and I liked your personality. So
Very good. Thank you. Guys, are you picking up on the theme of what you're hearing from people? I want you to understand it's what brought you here. It's what you need to be highlighting in your conversations with the prospect. The things that brought you all here, I hope you're picking up, because that's the thing you need to be highlighting in your why you chose Superior Home Business. They're helping you. The thing. This is what brought all of these people here. So make sure it's in your story in talking to a prospect. Again, the reason we're doing this, listen. Everything I'm teaching you to listen. You're going to be able to turn it right around and attract more people more quickly if you'll do that. Normally I do ladies first, but Natalie, I'm trying to let you warm up, hear a few things. I'll bring you out and let's do it now. Natalie, you're a class act. Come on out. Natalie, talk to us, state you're from.
Okay. Do you want me to have you prompt the questions, or do you want me to just?
Yeah. No, I'll ask you the questions. Just come out, tell me what state you're from.
Yep. North Carolina, Research Triangle area, Raleigh, Durham.
Very good. Tell us your professional background, please.
I have a doctoral degree in clinical psychology. So constantly doing telehealth and was working with kids at the time that COVID kind of rolled out. So. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So why were you looking?
I saw the potential. I saw the potential in the silver linings of COVID, so to speak.
Right.
How I could utilize that in conjunction with my telehealth approach. I have just started my own business and creating my own website. And I know that one of the domains is self-help. And so that already got me from the jump thinking about the bi-directional feed that could happen between a couple of different, both websites essentially. But I have a lot of student debt, so I'd be lying if I said the money, wasn't a huge factor, just the monetary amount. I was like, even if I'm making the low end of the 1K or, even a couple of grand a month or $3,000 a month with minimal effort, because it is the plug and style play franchise. So I was like, even if I'm just using it to augment, fantastic. But if it blows up, life is good.
So what was your decision factor when you came in, got the feel of Superior HBC and who we're with and Jim and who you came in with, Jim, and what did you see that attracted you? Said, that's it.
Jim he's got an approach where he doesn't sell you. He allows the longevity of the business, the Better Business Bureau rating. He quotes Forbes in talking about the exponential jump that we're going to see in the e-learning business and the home-based business models, secondary to COVID largely, but also just in natural progression for what we're seeing, technology expanding. So that, and I love the mentorship component. That for me was huge. I don't want hand holding because I'm too independent for that and feisty. But I love somebody that's already been successful in their own right and that can feed some of that knowledge to me.
I remember Jim contacted me and said, hey, I've got a lady here, highly educated, She loves the fact that the mentorship program, and she's asking specifically to meet you, and she wants to obviously wanting proof that the mentorship was here. And so all of that process, I appreciate that, Natalie. Again, you are educating everybody on this meeting right now as to what you were looking for, what made your decisions, and they could turn around and take that info out there. So thank you. You're a valued member of the team. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
All right, so next, let's go to, I want to go over to John. John, if you would unmute, state you're calling from, please, sir. And professional
From
background.
California.
Excellent. Let's talk about your professional background real quick.
So for the last, I've done lots of things, but for the last 11 years, I've been providing high-tech equipment to dentists and oral surgeons, things like intraoral scanners and laser equipment and low radiation X-ray equipment. And it's not a bad business, but it is changing, especially since COVID. The bigger companies are swallowing up the smaller companies, and that is sort of happening to the company I work for. And so they're moving.
Right.
And so that was one reason I was looking around. Another one was that I was really interested in working from home because I had a long commute, which is common here in California. And I did it for many years, but I was ready to stop doing it. And I could see the trends that were happening that were making it more feasible to work from home. And so when I came across your ad, and I guess I'm going on without
That's
having
okay.
you
That's
ask the
okay.
question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But I liked the tone of the ad. As we all know, there's a lot of ads on Craigslist and everywhere that promise the moon. But there was something about the ad that was like straight shooting. It was no BS. It was like, this is how it is. It didn't hide the fact that you have to work. It didn't sound like pie in the sky or get rich overnight. And then when I talked to you on the phone, I found, I had the same impression that you're a straight shooter, that, you've been refining this and improving it for so many years, for 16 years. And as others have said, I liked the reviews on the Better Business Bureau and Google. And then that impression has been reinforced every step of the way on the second call. And then I like the fact that we have these meetings, that although we are in business by ourselves, we also have group encouragement, because we human beings are gregarious creatures and we like being with others, but we also like to make our own decisions and run our own business.
Right.
So I like that fact. And yeah,
Okay.
I hope
Very
that
good.
covers it.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Again, you're a valued member of this team. We're glad you're here. I've got great plans for you. I'm sure you've got great plans for yourself. You're doing the work, and I appreciate it. That's always big respect for me. One thing I hope you guys picked up on, one thing he said that nobody else said, and it's something you need to realize, there's still a lot of people out there, their why and their reason is the commute, the long commute. And especially people in metropolitan areas and in California and places, they're sick and tired of the grind of having to go back, especially those have to go back to an office now. COVID is lifting and all the nonsense, they're being called back to the office. So there was one I hope you picked up on, that you need to ask the question, share and emphasize. If they say, when you ask the question, why are you looking? I'm just tired of the commute. Great. Guess what? My office is 10 steps from my bed. These type of things, when you ask the questions, find their hot buttons. Now you're pushing those and reiterating in your conversation why they're looking at, why they're trying to get away from it, and reiterate the joys that you have. You're painting a picture when you talk to a prospect. This is about interviewing and painting a picture of the beauty of what this offers that's life-changing. So, John, thank you. I appreciate it. Again, each one of these stories are educational moments for you guys. So listen intently. Let's go to, tell you what, I'm going to save Richard for last, since we're going to interview Richard. Let's go to Greg. Greg, if you would, unmute, and then basically come out, tell us the story, and where are you from, first of all? Unmute.
Okay.
There you go. All right,
My name is Greg. I am in Tennessee.
All right, very good. So, Greg, your professional background, condensed, please. What have you been doing the last 10 years?
I have been doing direct sales. all my life,
Okay.
including the last 10 years.
Okay. Why were you looking for a home-based online business?
Well, I'm tired. I'm tired. I've always looked for a home-based business. I've looked at a lot of them. There are a lot of good liars and ruthless thieves out there. And I probably donated to most of them
Donate.
over the years.
Have we all donated to
Yeah.
most of them? Yeah.
Yeah. So this, I mean, I like what I heard. It's legitimate. The support is there as far as my reason.
Mhm.
And I just like I like being in control,
Okay. Very
control of
good.
my time. I like being in control of who I'm going to talk to, when I'm going to talk to them, and so on and so forth.
Your daily
know.
schedule. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that Greg was telling me, he's so fed up. He's working for a company, Leaf Filters, and he doesn't know where he's going until 9 o'clock at night. When they right, and at 9 o'clock at night, they'll tell you where you're going the next day to be at these people's houses, to go in and do these bid proposals or sell them. And I can't imagine having to wait up every night to wait to be told where I'm going to be the next day. And then Greg was telling me, I hope you don't mind me sharing, Greg. He was talking about, man, they just string me out, running me all hours of the day and night. I don't get home and a lot of times till 10 o'clock at night. He's just worn out. And
Yeah.
is that accurate, Greg?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he said, I'm fed up with it. And that is 90% of the responses I get. That script is very purposeful, why I created for you guys. It's why are you looking? What are you currently doing? And he was saying that his why was, I want to get off the road. I'm tired. I'm 71 or years old. I'm sick and tired of it. I want to call my own shots. 90% of the people that respond to that question, they say, I want freedom. I want to call my own shots. So remember that.
Yeah.
You know, in those questions that you're asking these prospects, remember that and hit on that. But they say, I want freedom. I want, great. Well, I'll tell you what I love about this business. I get up every day when I want. I don't need an alarm clock. Those are the things that in your conversation, you're going to reiterate to them. There's the hot buttons. Make sure you know that this business will give you exactly what you're looking for. Now let's see if you're what we're looking for. You know, that kind of interviewing mentality and making people feel comfortable. All right, very good, Greg. I appreciate it. I know we're just getting you started, but I know you're going to do well. In fact, I think you placed your first ads today, right? And so,
I was going to, I emailed that to you.
okay. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to review that. Man, I'm sorry. I've been
You're-
back to back. I've had
all right.
six calls every half hour, back to back to back to back. So I've run over today. In fact, I went into my calendar. I said, enough of that. I cannot do a call every half hour. I need my voice to rest. Plus, I need the time to be comfortable where people don't feel like I'm rushing them. That sales mentality. I need time. So I went in my calendar and we put a buffer in between where nobody can book every half hour on me anymore. I went and put a 30-minute buffer, which is the beauty about having an app. You can go in and do that. That won't happen next week's calendar. So Greg, I'll get on that. I'll get back to you after this call. I'll email it. I just want to review the ad, make sure it looks good and there are no errors, and I'll get it back to you. You can go place the ad. So welcome to the team, Greg. I'm excited for you in your future. We're going to get you off of that job. You know, you told me I need to be earning over $250,000 a year to be able to leave my job. We got a plan in place to make that happen for you. If you'll do the work, we've got the plan and we'll make it happen. So welcome to the team. All right, we're going to jump over to Thomas. Thomas is the next gentleman in line. Then we'll get to brand new member, and then we'll get to Richard and do the interview. So Thomas, step out and tell everybody what state you're calling from.
Hello, California.
California's in the house tonight. Okay,
Yes,
so
we are.
Thomas, tell me what was tell us, I know, but tell us what your professional career has been over the last 10 years, condensed 60-second format.
Well, I've been in the hospitality restaurant business for the past 10 years.
Speak up.
You know,
All right, I'm coaching you up right now, man. Okay. Well, so what kind of what'd you do in that hospitality industry? Everything, all those things? What?
yeah, everything. You know, start from the ground, work my way up. You know, started as a busser. Past 2 years, I was general manager at a restaurant out here in LA. So, yeah.
All right, very good. And Thomas, the reason I'm digging deeper, because I want everybody to hear where you started from, what you did. There's a couple of things. Number one, that tells me that you've been in the industry that long. I'm teaching everybody here how to listen. And is he a good prospect? Immediately, when you think, you got to be able to identify hospitality. What's that mean? You're a busser, you're a server, and you've been there 6 months, and then before that, you were somewhere else. There's a guy who's been in the hospitality industry. How many years?
More than 10.
And when you start asking the right questions, what did you do? And I started my way, started as a busser, worked my way up, been general manager of a restaurant in LA for the last 2 years. Hello, that's exactly the kind of people we're looking for, the dedicated people that stick to something and advance in their career. That, other than those type of people and people that are business owners, previous or current, brick and mortars, those are the type of clients you're looking for. Professionals that know what it takes to work their way through something. And that's why you're asking the questions and listening to their answers. Now you know you've got a prospect that you can possibly work with. Let's see if he's going to be a fit. So good answer. Why were you looking? So you've been a general manager, a restaurant, 2 years now. Why were you looking for an online business?
Well, I didn't want to continue to work 70 plus hours a week so someone else could get rich. And I wanted to be my own boss, which on the path that I was currently on was taking way too long.
Right. All right. Very good. All right. So you came here, what, 10 days ago or so?
10
But
days.
before then, what made you make the decision to choose Superior HBC?
Primarily 3 reasons, authenticity, the legitimacy, and the integrity. And, obviously doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, do your due diligence and your research and checking in on certain things and making sure that everything was, on the up and up, everything checked out. So it was really those 3 things.
All right, guys. Awesome. Are you hearing what I hope you're hearing this, guys, in which why I put in there, I need every one of you to be going to all of our social media pages, reviewing all of the videos and writing the reviews to where I tell you to write the reviews. Every one of you have said, because of the reviews, because of what I saw. And when you're building your own business here and they know you're tied to this legacy business who has the tenure and the credibility, they're going to go, like all of you, do your research. They're going to Google up Superior Home Business Consultants. They're going to look at the reviews, and the more the merrier. That just makes and if your name is on that review, guess what? Hey, that's the guy, that's the woman I'm talking to. Bingo. That adds instant legitimacy to you. They can what you told them was factual. There you are. It's because of the reviews. Here's your name right there. It just makes sense, and it adds instant credibility before you have tenure and longevity in your company name. So everything I ask you guys to do is for a reason to benefit the entire team. If you go and write 5-star reviews at each of those areas I told you about, if you go to all of our social media platforms and watch the videos and like the videos and follow us, all that, they're seeing you all over the places. They're doing their due diligence on the company. They see you, your name. Plus, when you like and follow, it gets the analytics of being seen more on their searches. And therefore, you're legitimate. They come back to you a day later. I'm ready to go. They've seen everything that you said to be factual, and therefore it's a mutually beneficial. So every exercise, everything I ever ask you to do is to be mutually beneficial to all of us. So if you haven't done the reviews, if you haven't gone to the social media platforms, and remember what I said the other day, I am doing it because I want you to go see all the things that we posted. I want you to get ideas. Every one of you need to have your own social media platforms. You need to know, what do I put? Hello. I'm giving you LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Go look. I know Fred did that right away. Fred immediately started putting up, he got some really good ideas. So take the lead of people that are been here and know what they're doing. I will anything I tell you to do is for mutual benefit. So go do them ASAP. Everybody here said about the reviews, about the legitimacy. I promise you, it will help you very quickly. People will make decisions, buying decisions in 1 to 3 days. Not maybe, not at all, maybe a month later, maybe. It makes them make quick decisions because everything checked out. So enough about that. I'll be looking. I can go right away and see who's checked what, who's done what. I'm expecting you to do it. If I ask you to do it, please, you ask me to do things, I'm Johnny on the spot. I will get it done for you. So I'm asking you guys again because it's going to help you. let's go to Tony, newest member at this moment. Tony, if you would unmute, tell us what state you're in.
My name is Tony and I'm in Boston, Massachusetts.
Perfect. Tell us about your professional career.
Let's see, I have spent most of my career in some form of sales and marketing. The last company that I was employed by was, I was with them for 24 years. Until recently, they did not survive COVID. It was a national education company. 24 years. The last 18 years of that, I was vice president of marketing. So we really grew it. And then when they ran into the problems associated with the pandemic, it was looking like it was going to come to an end, and it did. Although I was disappointed at the time, there's a part of me that was really tired, like you guys have been talking about already, the grind, the hours, putting money in other people's pockets, ready to do my own thing. I have been self-employed a couple times as well. I've owned a couple of startups. So I started looking around. At first I was looking for employment, and then I thought, no, I got to do my own thing. And that's when I started looking at other home-based business opportunities.
All right. Well, Tony, we are glad you're here. You're the newest member. Although we have two new members that couldn't be here tonight, you're one of the newest members. We're glad you're here. I know you're going to make a great addition to the team. Looking forward to, we'll have our third strategy session for you. Will be taking place on Friday. We'll get your first ads up and running on Friday. Great time. Over the weekend, we'll get some leads coming in. We're off to the races. So, guys, after we interview Richard, I'm going to talk about two of the Q1 secrets. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and we're going to give some free leads away tonight. But let's get into Richard. I left him for last because I wanted Richard to come out, do an interview, and to show you guys, here's a prime example of somebody who has done exactly what I've asked him to do. And he's being successful. His third week here, 3.5 weeks in, he made his qualifying sale. And he had his first sale like a day later. Now, that has that kind of put a stop on that sale because the lady that we were working with was a manager who was ready to buy a house. She already said, I've got my money tied up. It will be probably a month from now. But then things flipped a day later, said that fell through at a better opportunity. So boom, we were on it, ready to make the sale. Then the next day, things rechanged. She's back on buying that original house, or money's going to be tied up. But point being, she's in. It's just a matter. We thought she was going to be in a week ago. Even before the 4th week was up, but she's still in play. But bottom line is, Richard, come out. Let's talk a minute. What state are you in, Richard?
I'm in Washington.
Okay, in Washington. Very good. What I want to know, first of all, refresh everybody's memory is your professional career. What have you been doing the last 10, 20 years?
Okay, so basically, I started out plumbing. I went to college. And I went for pharmacy school. My sister's a pharmacist, so I decided to do that. And I went in several years into that, got myself into debt. But when I got into the internship, that's when I really found out that I did not want to sit there in an assembly line the rest of my life. That was just not me.
Counting
And
pills.
so I'm like, I got to change something here. So I decided to, change my college degree there, and I needed money because I was in debt. I was broke. I started digging ditches for a buddy's family plumbing business. Took a quarter off, took another quarter off. 4 years later, I've taken the test. I got my plumbing license. And then within 3 weeks after that, this rundown plumbing company opportunity just kind of fell in my lap. And so I went to my buddy and I said, I'm really, really sorry. I know you guys trained me and all this, but there's an opportunity here and I got to take it. He's like, dude, you're crazy. You've never ran a business before, and you don't know plumbing. You just got your license. You're not going to do it. You're not going to make it. So 6 years later, they sold out, and he ended up working for me for 12 years. So I think I did pretty good.
The boss became the employee. And so you ran that plumbing business, what?
21
How long
years.
has it been now?
21 years.
21 years. I love that. The naysayers, the negative, you can't do it, you won't be successful. It happens in every industry. It certainly happens in this industry. Those that have not been around people that care about people like this company, they're going to tell you in your ear all the time, what, are you crazy? You're going to lose your money. I call them the dream killers. Especially, unfortunately, it happens a lot of times in your own home. You'll have your wife, you'll have your husband, you'll have your cousin, you'll have your brother or sister telling you've lost your mind. They're going to take advantage of you. And I just have to, I tell people, you got to be mentally strong. You have to be able to tune that out. You've done your due diligence. You know why you're here. You know who you're working with and how they operate. Lock in, tune them out, and know that you'll have coworkers or former coworkers going to tell you lost your mind. Watch where you are. Make that a driving force for you. And you get after it, get busy, and see where you are 5 years from now versus somebody working for somebody else, still naysaying and negative about the online world. It's something you have to get mentally strong and tune out. So you did that in the business, in the traditional business, owned a company for 21 years. So tell us about why you were looking for an online business.
So just before COVID, I was actually selling the business. My body's just been run down. I had a knee replacement in 2018 on my back. I've had 8 back surgeries. I've had a shoulder surgery, and COVID hit. I had the business actually sold. We were going to close at the end of March, and everything, the world got shut down on March 17th.
Wow.
So that, I mean, 13 days. But anyways, so I ended up continuing. I lost my employees. I had 3 plumbers and 2 helpers, and it was just me and a helper after COVID. And then I kept working, beating up my body. I had to have surgery this year earlier. I opted not to go through summer because it was our busy time. And I finally blew my shoulder out. And so I had to have surgery. I started looking rapidly, like, what can I do? I know I'm going to be closing the business down completely because I'm the only plumber now, and I'm not going to have an income coming in. So I ran across the ad. I found Ed, thank God. It was a blessing in disguise. And here I am.
And I'm glad, you know, everything happens for a reason, guys. There's no accident that any of you came across the ad. I admire Richard so much because Richard, despite he had a need, and he went after it, and he's filling that need. That need was, he knew his body was shutting down at his age. He could no longer be crawling under homes and doing all the things that plumbers have to do. Thank God it's you, not me, because he knew his body was shutting down and he needed to do something different. And he went out for it. And he found it. He plugged in, and here he is. He's been here, you know, what, 4 weeks now, 4.5 weeks. He got his first training sale out of the way in 3.5 weeks, and he's well on his way. And man, he has mastered the script. I'm telling you, he's like, at first, you know, he's like, man, I don't know if I've got this. And I fumbled through the first 2 or 3. When I put him out on his own, said, here, you got this. You can handle this. And he immediately started jumping in, making calls. He said, man, I blew the first one. I blew the second one. That's okay. You're going to have situations. I want to make sure that you're confident enough when you read for me, yeah, you got it. You can handle this. Just get out with some low hanging, you know, people that aren't really qualified to get your feet wet, because there's nothing like training live calls, is there, Richard? Nothing like doing it on your own and getting your feet wet. And why I start everybody on Craigslist, and you know, a lot of you came in on Craigslist, but there's 80% of the people that didn't. They're just not qualified. But you can make calls to them. You know they're not qualified anyway. Get your feet wet. Get comfortable in an environment of talking to people you don't know, and it can happen for you. So
it was super hard for me, the first call, if you don't mind me saying this.
Sure.
So the first call was really hard because I'm used to going in to people's houses and looking them in the face and know exactly what I'm talking about. And the first script, I mean, I knew what I was talking about. I've listened to Ed for a month and I heard it, but it was on my own, and I got beat up. And it was really hard. My ego got like this because I'm used to 21 years. I know what I'm doing in plumbing, and this is so, you know, but now I've done several calls, and I've got over that hump, but that first one was brutal.
thank you for sharing that with me, guys. That's what I want. Open communication and transparency. That's what it's all about. You're going to stumble and fumble, and that's okay. That's why I don't have you guys here placing ads on LinkedIn your first 30 days here. Those are going to be professionals. You'll run across some high quality people. I don't want you blowing an opportunity because you're not ready yet with those caliber of people. I want you to get your feet wet, get comfortable with what you're doing. Then we'll graduate after 30 days. You need to be placing, you need to have all of your social media platforms under your business name up there and set up. Now you need to be placing posts. Tanya will create animations for you. It's part of your package. She'll customize them with your information. Now start placing the post. Now go out and boost those posts, do paid advertising, but get your feet wet talking to people on Craigslist first. It is paramount that you master that script as quickly as possible, because that's your money maker. You, like he said, it's so funny, but true, and it's real. You were the expert when it came to plumbing, and you're your own business owner, entrepreneur, 21 years. Now you're like, you're not. You need to get up to speed really quickly. And so you need to practice. The faster you practice that script, I tell everybody, practice it 20 times a day, read it out loud, read it in front of a mirror, have a partner, somebody in your family or friend you can call up to play the prospect. You've got to get these things out of the way to get good at knowing, being the expert. And I tell people, I'll say it again. Do you realize, why does an actor make millions of dollars a year? And do you realize that part they're playing 6 months earlier, they didn't have a clue, but somebody came and dropped a script and said, we'd like to pay you millions of dollars to play this part in this movie. Can you do it? I'm giving you an opportunity to make millions of dollars in your own business. I've given you a script. Are you going to put in the work to learn it? The faster you do, the faster you start, instead of stumbling and bumbling, the faster you start having just customer after customer after customer following you, because you become the leader and the expert that they can trust and follow. It is a system, and it's a process that the faster you learn it, the faster you get good. If you don't put in the work, you may be here 6 months and not make any money. You certainly don't want to do that. If you don't follow this system, guys, I'm telling you, it breaks my heart, because I see people come in here and they lose their opportunity because either one, A, they expect to be a millionaire in 30 days and they're not. B, they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to. You get a success checklist. You've got to do the work, and if you don't do it, it won't produce for you. And then they'll get frustrated or listen to somebody else. See, I told you so. You wasted your time and money, and they'll just drift away. And it's a shame. It's here for anybody and everybody. So go ahead, Richard. Let's talk a little better. What are you doing in your daily routine? You came on board, you got shown the system, you got the call script, you've got the success checklist. Tell everybody else what you're doing to have such success right out of the gate.
Well,
What are the
basically,
keys?
I'm doing exactly what you told me. I mean, literally to a T. You gave us the call script. I just want to give a suggestion on the call script. So here's the call script that I keep with me at all times. But the suggestion, because when I got beat up, and then I told you, well, I don't think I'm ready. So he gave me another 3 days, and I was listening. Before that, I wasn't reading the script when he was doing the call. So those 3 days, every time he did a call with me, which we did several, I would read along with you, and to me, it helped me. So I don't know, it's just a suggestion to you, but as I read it, we read along with him as he was saying it, I could visualize it and see it. It helped me a lot better.
And I
But I'm
apologize.
following the script and everything you told me to do.
That's my fault, because I should have reiterated. That's what all of you are supposed to do. I expect you to have the script in your hand, and whoever your mentor is, and they're doing the calls, you're supposed to have the script. You're not there, kick back, relax, maybe pay attention. You're on a mission. You're in class. You're in an advanced business class, and you're supposed to have the script in your hand, listening intently, following along. And if it's not your vocabulary, if my words don't sound comfortable, then change it. But don't change up the script and the flow. It works, but that's what you're supposed to do. And it's funny. And it's why, guys, you saw me in 2023 and in GroupMe, I've tightened the screws a little bit on accountability. Everybody has to have somebody accountable. I made him accountable. I made Richard accountable because he read to me.
Yes,
He'd been here but he'd only been here like 2 weeks. But I said, okay, pop quiz, read to me. Let's do a script role play. I want to hear your script. And he kind of fumbled and stumbled around. I said, dude, you realize it was good. I can feel you're getting there, but you need to practice this script and get better. And then when I gave him a timeline, a deadline, said, look, you're going to be making your own calls. I'm going to put you out there in 3 days from now. He got busy. He's okay. I promise I'll get on all week. Over the weekend, I'll practice the script. I'll be ready to go. I gave him a deadline, and he it lit a fire under him, which is why I do as a coach and a mentor. I give you deadlines and hold you accountable, because I know it's going to benefit you. Look at him now. He took the challenge. He got after it that next 3 or 4 days. And on Monday, he was ready. His first call, he stumbled. He got the nerves, just like anytime you're in sports, you get out on the field, that those butterflies, I'm sure they hit him. And he stumbled the first couple of calls, but then he was on it. He got his composure. He knows that to be the expert in his business, you're all supposed to be the CEO. When you're calling them, they're looking for a CEO to lead them down the path. And if you haven't prepared properly, you can't be. You're not comfortable. You're not listening to them. They're asking, the questions, to listen and touch the hot buttons and demonstrate that. So I put that on him, and he stood tall. He took the challenge and was prepared on Monday. And now he's no big deal. This is the first week, right? What are we in? Wednesday? All week long.
Correct.
Bam, bam, bam. He's been making calls this last 3 days, calling me and having fun with it. He's telling me and excited about what's happening. Man, it's become really easy. I told you, I hold you accountable. If I string you along, keep doing your calls for you, you never get over that hump, and I'm enabling you, and I will hurt you more than help you. My whole mission. So if you feel like I'm stepping on toes from time to time, holding you accountable to things, it's not intentionally. It certainly isn't a mean streak or anything else. I know what it takes to be successful. I want you to be successful right here, right now. And if you'll just follow the lead. So Richard, tell everybody else, what is it you do? Communication with you and I. Listen, what do you do?
So
Dig
like
into
one of the big things when I first started, you told me to get the book and write everybody down in this book. I don't leave the house without this book, and I have to use headphones because I'm deaf. Yep. There's mine. I got a Panda on mine. So I like it. But I mean, I've got everybody in here, but I'm used to working off a schedule book. So for me, I have a daily planner, and I have all my appointments written down every day on this versus the calendar also in there. I take it from the calendar and put it physically because I've just used that for 21 years. I worked off that. But I mean, you told me do this, do that. And so I'm doing it, and it is working. It works great. It's seamless. The one thing I try the best to do is get back to the text within 15 minutes. I can't always get back to the text in 15 minutes. That's the thing I really, really try. But besides that, everything else I've just followed to a T. And then I have questions. I call Ed and text him. He's always texting me back. I mean, right away. If he's on a call, he texts me back right after that.
The biggest mistake people can make is, number one, not following the success checklist to a T. And I tell people it's like baking a cake and leaving out sugar. If you don't follow the recipe of success, what do you expect? You're not going to get the results you want. So you must do, and he's telling you exactly what you're telling me to do. He's placing them. What are you placing? At least 5 ads a week, just like I told him. I saw his
5 plus.
5+ per week, and he's having instant success. If you don't place ads, you're not in business. And so you've got to, and then the other thing, the mistake is people isolate themselves. Maybe they feel bad, they're not doing what they're supposed to, but they don't contact their mentor and stay in communication. And they get on an island out there by themselves. You're in trouble if you isolate yourself. Richard, communication with me, I promise, he's texting me multiple times a day. Just keep it in communication, always has. I stay on top of it. I try to communicate with me. I inspire him, but he's doing that. That's the biggest key. You have to have an accountability mentor, somebody that cares. You've got to stay in contact. It's not his job. It's not my job to stay in constant contact with you. It's your job to stay in constant contact with me. I care about every one of you. And if I'm not your firsthand mentor, know that you can come to me anytime as well, especially if your mentor's not getting it done. I'm telling you now, you come to me and I will work with you and help you and show you what you need and address the issue if it needs to be, and not if it doesn't. But you have to make the effort to communicate constantly, make sure you're getting, that's why I tell you, stay on the GroupMe app. There'll be questions and all kinds of, if you haven't gone through and scrolled back up through the GroupMe feed, you're missing out. There's a whole lot of education that's gone on over the last couple of months since I implemented that private group. And you need to read through every one of those. Richard, man, you're doing a great job. Anything else you want to share before I get to the fun part and give away some leads?
Yeah, one of the other things I wanted to say, it's part of the business, but not exactly part of the business. But I warned Ed right when I started. I said, I am not good with computers. I'm a plumber. I don't know this digital thing. And so I do text text him a lot because I text him some dumb questions sometimes. Today was one, turn your phone sideways. Okay, well, that was simple. But I mean, he does answer everything. He's been really great. I really appreciate it. And I've got several people actually that still are texting me weekly that are getting the money together. So I'm really excited. I've got a lot of people in the pipeline. Got a lot of calls scheduled already for this week. So I'm excited. This is great. I'm happy. This is awesome.
And hey, I never made you feel bad about that either. I work with people
No.
of all. The beauty part of, guys, what you got to understand is I didn't have a clue in 1990 what a computer mouse did. But I fell into an opportunity and started a tech company and have learned the things. So now you not only have a mentor who cares about you, a 45-year entrepreneurial career, willing to impart knowledge and help you do what you need to do, but I also know technology inside and out. I'm not a master, but my previous company, we built computers for a living. I can tell you real quick, if you're looking to get a laptop or whatever for your business, I'll tell you, text me. I'll tell you exactly the processor speed, the RAM speed, hard drive, make sure it's solid state. I'll tell you the size of the drive you need. I'll tell you, and I'll tell you the price range of what it should be. $500-600, you can get a really nice laptop. Point being, I can help you through any issues that you have. Do your part. Don't make me do everything, but I'm always a resource for you in multiple areas. And I'm telling you again, I give my heart and soul to those that are engaged in their business. I will do whatever I've got to do. You do your part. Anybody in here that's been around me longer than a week knows that I'm going to give you everything I've got. You do your part. I'm going to do my part. I promise you there'll be success will happen if you're following those things. So Richard, man, I appreciate your candid operation, especially. I work with people that zero tech experience all the way to people as knowledgeable or more knowledgeable than me and all those in between. This business, you don't have to be a tech guru. Richard just told you. He's been a plumber. He knows very little about technology, but he's having great success. And it's because he's following the success checklist. He's staying in constant communication with me. He's answering questions. That's the key to success, guys. Do not isolate yourself. I don't care if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Don't feel bad and say, I'm not going to rake you over the coals. We'll talk to you. Say, here's what are you doing and how are we doing it? And give you advice on how to tweak what's happening in your business and why it's happening. But all you got to do is just go to the app.superior HBC, schedule a strategy session with me in my calendar. I'll have a call with you. I'm not going to rake you over the coals. We'll talk about, analyze. Okay, if you're not having the success you want, let's look at your calls. Let's look at your ads. Let's pinpoint the reason and let's fix it. We can fix it really quickly if you're willing to do it, what I show you to do. But it's not about making you feel bad. I'm not here to make you feel bad. I'm here to help you. I also want you guys to understand that in my business, especially if you're tied to me personally as your mentor, you know how front end loaded I am to teaching, training, coaching, mentoring. I'm going to give you my all. If you in turn take this business and go and don't do anything with it, I really make money when the roll-up sales and the other sales and the upgrade sale, you doing your business is where we really start profiting as a company and can add more courses and can do different things, add new technology. So get out there and do your part. You do your part now, in following my instructions and teaching, you can now teach your people that come on board. You become a mentor that is now duplicatable with the entire process. I'm giving you what you need. You don't have to go figure it out. Just follow my lead, follow what I teach you and the way I teach you. And then now your customers are now in turn bringing you training sales, roll-up sales, upgrade sales. Your business starts exploding with revenue because you do, but you first have to do what I'm showing you to the letter. Now you have a duplicatable model that you can turn your new customers, give them the playbook, show them what to do and hold them accountable and watch your revenue and their revenue explode. It's a system. It works. Okay, guys, I know we're here almost an hour. I want to get to it. I want to test and find out. You guys know if you have any questions, there are no dumb questions. He just told you, Richard, I will answer anything. So don't feel bad about a question that you should have already known, but I'm not going to make you feel bad about it. I'm going to answer it. Say, go do it. Just don't make this same question happening over and over and over. Just fix it, repeat it. Let's go on. Let's make it happen. But what I want to do now is test and see who's been paying attention with me. Over the last month or two, I've really been talking about the importance of Q1 in 2023, Q1 of any new year. Does anybody know? I want to give some free leads to somebody. In fact, I'll give you 20 leads to anybody that can answer the two questions. What have I been talking about? And guys, if you're brand new, I understand you can't chime in, but what have I been talking about? The importance of Q1 of every year in this business. Why is it important to get out in front of the demand?
New
Okay,
Year's
Natalie.
resolutions.
Natalie raised her hands. What is
Oh.
it? Hold on. Natalie, ladies first, she raised her hand. What's
The
your
beginning
guess?
of every year, at the beginning of every year, people are looking to start a new business, get out of an old thing, generate new income. And that's where we make our biggest sales and, yeah.
It's a big demand. You're absolutely right. People are looking to lose weight, change their lives, career, make a career change and better. Maybe they don't want to be at the end of this year, 2023, doing the same thing at the end of this year they were doing last year. So you are right. Do you know the other reason? Q1 of each year is very important. What is the demand? What's happening in the world? What have I talked about that people are doing and why in Q1 of each year? Anybody? Now, hold on. Well, Richard chimed in for a second, so I got to give Richard opportunity. Natalie, we may have to split the leads. Okay, Natalie, you got the first one. Do you not know the second one?
My inclination was that's when. No, I don't.
That's
know
all
that
right. That's all right,
I see
Richard.
monetary funds thing after Christmas and everything. People have monetary funds, but
Okay, almost right. What did you say the reason?
me.
Right. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Let's get Richard because you did chime in at the same time. But Richard, what were you saying?
Basically, their people's New Year resolution is to get out of their debt because they just piled up debt from Christmas. So they always have a New Year's resolution to get out of debt.
Well, yes, and that's part of the lumped in of what Natalie said.
Okay,
That's not
yeah.
the answer I'm looking for, but good guess. It's really part of what she said. Anybody
Got it.
else? All right, Thomas, John, Thomas, let's see. I may split leads between the two of you. John had his hand up first. John, what is it? And we'll go to Thomas. What have you heard me say? I talk about it all the time.
You mentioned
Go ahead.
You mentioned a couple times that a lot of people get tax refunds then.
Bing, bing,
And they
bing,
can
bing,
spend it
bing,
on
bing,
a,
bing.
Tax refunds.
That is it.
Yeah.
Thomas, what were you going to say? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, I was gonna say tax return. John, you beat me to it, John.
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah.
John. That's it, guys. Every year. And this year, this business is with the mass exodus and COVID and things that have happened. This is a year-round business. But at the first of the year, it's always a big push. Do not slow down on your advertising. I'm telling you, you're missing a boat. If you took the month off of December, you hurt yourself. People are looking, and those people that were really a lot of those appointments booked, those were people that knew they were going to be off a week or two during Christmas. They were going to find a new opportunity before the first of the year came. They were going to make sure that they are fed up with their job. They're fed up with what they were doing. They wanted a new opportunity in January 1. And the others was that the other thing after January push, people have gotten in, they're coming in. Well, now what happens at the end of January? W-2s come, people start getting tax returns by end of February, still in Q1, each quarter, January, February, March. So in January, February, March of each year, you got the first year push. And then in February, people are getting tax returns. They're going to one of the smart ones are going to go spend it on a flat panel TV, 89-inch TV, 150-inch TV. They're going to put it in investing in themselves. So you're going to have people. And if you're in front of the people right now and the push, placing the ads and doing what you need to do, get your post out there on your social media, people are looking. And those that came on and made a decision, I'm going to do something different, and came through your system, but they don't have the money, but they know, hey, I'm going to get a cash tax return. That's the people say, look, I'll hold this for you. I think we had that with who recently. I told this person, Richard, I believe, one of the people said they loved it. They're putting their money together. I said, look, I'll hold a spot on our team for you as long as you communicate once a week and text Richard once a week and let him know I'm on track. I'm putting it together. That's giving people an opportunity to know they're going to be a part of something, and they're giving them a goal to start getting their money together. And when their tax return comes, or maybe they put their money together, so you don't have to turn people loose, but give them a dream and a vision, an opportunity to come and, hey, you can be a part of if they've vetted, guys, if they've vetted. You don't just let anybody in this business. You've got to be integrity, professional, all of those things that we demonstrate here, which is why so many are attracted to us. You don't bring in people because you need a sale, you want the money, and they're not quality material. We just don't do that here. But point being, January and then February, when they start filing taxes and getting those refunds coming in, end of February, 1st of March, they're ready to go, the smart people. So you need to be in front of them, putting people through your sales cycle, your sales funnel, and getting them involved. So you'll hit this mark each year. And it starts in December, coming through January, then into February for those who didn't have the money, right in January to get started. And so you need to be in front of it. Know your cycles in this business and where to hit it. So I guess I'm going to be sending some leads to Natalie. I'll be sending some leads to John and give you guys some people to call. Any questions? So ding, ding, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So any questions before we go, guys? Appreciate you being along with me about anything at all. And also, guys, when I do this, I'm looking for people to, I'll also, if you don't have a question, then I'm also looking for people to unmute themselves and comment. Did you learn anything? There's quite a lot of effort to go into each one of these training calls to be able to produce information that is valuable. So it feels good to know that what we're doing is a positive move. So I'm also giving you an opportunity to communicate effectively with people you don't know. So chime in if anybody have a question. All
Yeah.
right, go ahead, Richard.
Okay. So
Hold on,
on
Greg. Greg, you're next.
on the calls this week, a couple people have brought this question up. How many people are in the company?
We're all independent business owners, and the way to know is no way to know, because we've got thousands of people that have started, and a year later, 2 years later, their life passion went a different way. I've got a lady that started with me. I don't know. We have mentored thousands of people. I've set people up. I work with, 10 or 20, our personal, the company employee scenarios, a different minute. If they're asking how many people are distributors or resellers in a business, get specific with your question. Is that what they're asking?
Yeah, that they just asked me how many people are in your company or in the company. And
Oh, so I guess, are they talking about employees of Superior Home Business Consultants? Are they talking about people that have come in and been set up and started in this business, their own business? What's the particular
I
question?
believe that's what they're looking at, what they're asking, how many people are in the business to do the business.
Right, Natalie. Okay, are you getting that same thing, Natalie, that you're asking? Okay. So the answer to the question is, and what I want also, I'll tag on a caveat. You guys, before you have a money story, you use my money story. And it's a different answer to what you're talking about, but it just popped in my head. You don't have a money story and how successful you are in this business is. You use your mentor's money story and the success of the business until you have your own. That's a different question, but let's get back to this one. How many people? We've literally mentored and coached thousands of people. We try to set up at least, my vision for this year is to have 100 new business owners in 2023. How many of those will pan out? I don't know. Yeah, I know this. It's hard for me to tell you. The standard answer is we're all independent business owners. You don't have the knowledge of how many people, and that's the truth. You always speak the truth. We're independent business owners. We don't report to each other. I don't have those numbers either. I can go back and show you, or I can go back and look and, hey, we got 1,000 people. I've got probably 30, 40, 50 people that are actively doing this business worldwide. And then I've got many, many people that do it part-time. They've never really take it as a part-time gig, and that's how they treat it. And I've got others that treat it like a hobby. They aren't following anything. They're not doing anything. They don't show up to calls. They're just not participating. So it's hard for me to put a pinpoint. If you're saying successful, and we got to really dig down for that answer. But the answer is we're all independent business owners. You don't have privy to how many distributors there are throughout the world, but you do know how, because the founder talks about it, there's thousands of people that we trained and mentored. That's just like how many people are plumbers, in the area. How many plumbers are there? Well, there's been thousands of plumbers throughout your state and throughout the United States. How many are still plumbers and have their own business? Everybody is different, and they've got to be engaged in their business to be willing to do the work and follow the success checklist to make it happen. I understand that's a question you'll ask, but it's turning back to them. Say, you're a real estate agent. How many real estate agents are there, in the United States? I don't know. How are you supposed to know how many business owners that have come through this system at Superior HBC? A lot, and there's a lot doing it, but there's also a lot that have allowed dream killers to get in their ear, and they'll no longer follow a system, or they just got a passion. I've got a lady that had a passion for something totally different. She came in here, knocked it out of the park, and then all of a sudden she got a passion in her heart to go do something different, and she's doing it. Literally, She wanted to be a coach and a mentor. We set her up. She was doing well. She bought the VIP product package. And then all of a sudden she had a calling on her heart to be an EMT and a firefighter. Hello, a totally different career. But that was just recently, within the last year or two. So everybody's different. They've got to be engaged in the business. They got to want it. It has to be a passion. Like anything, if you're not passionate about what you do, you're not going to do it very long. And so I tell people also that come into this business, if this business doesn't, really intrigue you or incite you, you got a different dream, but don't know how to fund it. Guess what? I'll show you how to fund it. Get engaged in this business. Go start generating $10,000, $20,000 a month to go fund your real passion. So good question. The standard answer is, hey, we're all independent business owners. We don't keep in tabs with each other. I have no idea how many started here 15, 16 years ago. We're all business owners. There's plenty of I have people also, here's a funny thing, that people will say, well, maybe this is this a flooded industry? Perhaps there's been, too many distributors in this business. I said, are you kidding? Think about this for a second. Would you not buy a McDonald's because you feel like there's too many McDonald's in this world? I mean, there's a McDonald's on every street corner, the franchise in every street corner. We got 8 billion people on this planet. There is plenty of business to be had. Do not worry about this industry or this particular business being flooded. That's not going to happen in our lifetimes. Not going to happen. There is plenty of opportunity, especially now. So good questions. I hope I've helped you. The main answer is we're all business owners. I'm an independent business owner. I'm plugged into a franchise style system. I have no idea how many people have gone through this process and are out there actively running their businesses, or those that aren't. I just don't have that info. So good question. And I hope that gave you some information. They need to understand you're not employees of Superior Home Business Consultant. You are an independent business owner from a company who has trained you and shown you and put you into an industry that is in the forefront. I mean, I'm telling you, e-learning and online business is the Apple before Apple, Google before Google, and you're in front of it with people who are training you to go out and meet the need in the world. Any other questions? Any comments? Did you learn anything tonight? Did you pick up anything? Go ahead, Thomas.
Okay, so when we send out the text for the first call,
yep.
How do you guys normally respond when they text back and say, hey, do you have a minute to chat? I wanted to know how you guys normally respond to.
You have a minute? Do you have a minute chat? They're wanting to talk right now.
Yeah, like yep. Once you listen to the voicemail, you send out the text.
Yeah.
With all the stuff, with the calendar and everything, and then they respond back some point in time later, and they say, hey, do you have a minute to talk, or
right,
whatever.
What you answer and respond back to is basically, look, I'm busy, or my calendar's booked today, my schedule's booked. However, you'll click that link, you'll find the first available to be able to have a conversation. We have a process. This is that process. It's a high demand business. My calendar stays full as I want it to be. I don't have time now, but if you'll click on that link, find the first available time where you can book a call with me one-on-one. And when you do, you're going to be there. And if you're working with me, since you're new, I'll be there, introduce you. So there, you're always being truthful, and you're telling them exactly what needs to happen. I've had somebody tell me, here's another question you'll ask. Do you have a website that I can go and review before we meet? Okay. I know Natalie's shaking her head already. My answer to that, and I put it in the group me, if you haven't seen that text to send back to them, go review everything in their group me thread. You should see it. The answer is that I have information. We have a process. We're a 16-year-old company, and we have an established process that works very well for all parties involved to complete your due diligence. If you will click the link, you're going to get access to everything, the company name, the informational, the mobile business app that will answer 100% of your questions. But we'll give you access to that when we have the call. This works really well for us for 16 years. Would you like to be able to book that call and have the conversation? Something to that effect is what you're doing. And again, I put that in the group me to copy it, paste it, use it every time. I don't get it often. But I do get it occasionally, maybe once every 2 or 3 months. Somebody will respond with that, wanting to know right now. They're a front runner, and they want to go and get the information right now. That's the microwave mentality that we're all in. They want it now, want it now, want it now. But So the going back to the 16-year-old company, we've got an accredited member of the Better Business Bureau. We have an established established process of selecting 10 top professionals each month. This works really well for all parties involved to complete their due diligence. Would you like to complete that process and get the information? I lay it to them right like that. Would you like to be a part of that process? And if they have a problem with that, knowing that we're a 16-year-old company, we've got an established process, a two-step process. It just said in the initial text that went out, we got an established two-step process. Initial first step in that process is to have a conversation, and that will get you access to the mobile business app. So check the GroupMe app, scroll through the threads, see if you see it. If you don't, then I will create another one that works very, very well. I've had most people say, oh, okay, yeah, I'll book the call, and most go do it. But you just have to be the leader, have the information, this established process. We've got a two-step. We want everybody. This works and works really well for all parties involved. Would you like to go through the two-step process by booking that call? That help, Thomas? I tell you what, go through the thread and see. If you don't see it, I'll create the text and send it to you. I'm telling you, it works. What I'm telling you works because most people have no problem with that. Okay, I understand. You got an established process. Think about this. If you were looking for a job and you got an interview, you applied and somebody sent you an email saying, okay, we want to book you a call. Here's the link, go book a call. Are you going to send them a text, say, hey, I'd like to talk right now? Who does that and why? And so if they say, I'd like to, why are you telling, well, I just told you, here's our process in the initial text. Where first is step 1 of 2 process, click this link, book a call. So they shouldn't be offended if you send them back a professional text saying, look, I'd love to, but I'm booked. We've got a 2-step process that works very well. The 16-year-old company, the selection process to find the right 10. First step is click that link. You'll see my next availability and we'll book that call, have that conversation at that time. If that offends them, they don't need to be a part of the business anyway. That make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So look in there in the GroupMe thread. If you don't see it, I'll create another. I'll drop it in there. That way everybody has access. Good questions. Any other questions or any comments? We're running an hour and 15 minutes, but I want questions and comments.
Well, just
Greg,
relating
go
to
ahead.
what
I'm
you
sorry,
just went
Natalie, hold
over.
on. Greg's been holding it for a while. Go ahead, Greg.
So our websites, we have individual websites for our business.
You have a mobile app, individual mobile app.
Okay, so there's no website per se.
Website's old school terminology. I want you guys to think forward thinking. E-learning, online business, that's old school thinking, a website. And the new world is mobile business app. You are a cutting edge company. You are going to have your own customized mobile app. So that's why I tell you the terminology, thinking forward, that's impressive to people, knowing you've got your own customized mobile app in your business. Okay, go ahead. Okay, question. Go ahead,
That
Greg.
was it.
Oh,
That was it.
yeah. Yours is, in fact, yours just got delivered to you. Because you had that hiatus, and well, you've delivered your mobile app. But yeah, that's what, if somebody's asking, do you have a website? Do you have whatever? Well, that's exactly what your mobile app is you're going to give them access to all the information they're looking for to complete their research. Some are just anxious, want to do it now before we have a conversation, or want to do it their way. I want to see it now before I'll talk to you. And if they're pushy and not willing to follow instructions in our process, guess what? They're not qualified to be in this business. We have a franchise style, plug and play success checklist. If you'll do the business in this way, you will have success. But those that are pushy and rude or unwilling, they want it their way or the highway, guess what? You're not qualified. You cannot be successful. You won't be, because you want to do everything your way. They'll take the success checklist, they'll do 1 or 2 items, and then add their own version of what they feel like would be successful, and it'll be a mess, like a cake without flour. It'll be a mess, or eggs, or whatever.
Yeah, the reason I asked that question is I went to pull up the website, and it said the domain name was parked with GoDaddy. And I thought,
no. Yeah, well, that's because your app is busy within the system of the technology. It's parked there, but it's aimed towards your app.superiorhbc. Your app.yourdomainname.com will actually be pointed to your app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
That answers my
corporate
question.
website, if you all don't know, the corporate company website here is superiorhbc.com. And so we don't want to send anybody there, especially before you've ever had a conversation. And that's also, guys, you need to understand. I'll go real quick and show you something. If you're when you have the calendar, I'm going to share my real quick. When you have your own clients, all of these, this is my calendar, and this is this week's. I could go in here to each one of these blue boxes, open it up in your app, and I can send them a notification of our call by doing this right here. Slide that toggle right there and say, send a reminder to this assigned contact. In our business, I don't do that. I do not do that on a first call because it's going to come with your logo attached. That's the whole purpose. We're in a big ticket item. We're not selling $19.95 products. We're a big ticket. You do that, you need to have a rapport, a conversation, let them establish and see that you're professional, you're real, you're somebody they can trust, and then you'll get them to the information. Many people want to jump to the gun and go look at, because that's what we do nowadays. And with the internet, we want to jump to the gun. So all the blue ones, I don't send them. You could go in your calendar and send them. Now the gray ones, you bet. I click on them. I come down here. I hit that send reminder and I start creating when I want to send it. Okay. 3 days before the 3 days by 8 a.m. And I go in here and add more notifications. I'll send one day or 1 hour. I'll say 1 hour. And what this does, this is sending them. I've already had a conversation with them and we've had a follow-up Q&A book. They need the Zoom link. And so when I send a reminder, it's going to send them the Zoom link. They already know who my company is. So it's no big deal. But you have the ability to go in and send reminders anytime somebody books a call. I never, blue box first calls ever, send them a notification. Don't want to do that. I'll do it on the strategy sessions once they're in the business, and I'll do it on the gray boxes, which are step 2 follow-up Q&As. That help, Greg?
Yeah.
I know it's a little more than what you asked. Anybody else? Last comments, questions, anything at all?
Oh, I was just a quick aside. My group me is still attached to a previous email, so I'm working on trying to get that figured out. So if you could text me your screenshot when you send Thomas, is it Tom or Thomas?
Thomas? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
If you send that to him, also send it to me.
Okay, I will, because Natalie, you're missing a lot of information. I go in almost daily and a lot of important teaching training that you're missing on that. Now tell me again that you have, now can't you delete the app off your phone and go back in and download the app and create a new account? Is that not an option for you?
It's linked to a previous email that I'm locked out of, but it's the same phone number. So it's not letting me reset. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to go back through and
Go ahead and see.
backdoor it a little.
Go into your profile. When you open up GroupMe, go to your profile settings and see if you can change that any way at all.
I have to log in to do that. And that's the conundrum.
Now, hold on a minute. It's okay. Why is it something private that you don't want that account connected? Because nobody can see here in GroupMe. Is that a private thing that you don't want?
I had GroupMe years ago with a completely different email account. So I haven't used that email account for years. So I'm completely locked out of that. And it got closed because I kept getting spam stuff and I didn't care.
Okay, well, it still should not be an issue. You're not worried about logging into that email anyway. You still could send me the the phone number that's attached to, and I can go send an invite to you. Open GroupMe, go send an invite to you, and you can join the group and see everything. Because the GroupMe part is not about an email address. It doesn't matter that you can't access. Is that what am I missing something?
So I've had the same phone number. That phone number is still attached as far as they're concerned in their system with that email. That's the connection. So
okay, but is the previous phone number not the same phone number?
It's the same phone number, but it's sending the reset information to the email, and then when I go to confirm phone number to send it to, then it sends it to the email, even though I'm utilizing the to do it. So it's a little bit of a wonky.
I got you now. Okay. So see if you can go to help, or if there's anything in the app that you can go to help function and ask the question and see if you can get that resolved. The sooner the better. because I dump a lot of great training in there. You can get to ask questions, get questions answered. I will do what you asked, but I'm asking you because it's so important you be connected. Go fix that ASAP. Guys,
Yeah.
anybody else that's been on GroupMe, are you seeing valuable information in what I've thrown out in GroupMe? Anybody?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so it's well worth your time and effort to fix that. In the meantime, I will text you an email of what I would say, and but fix that quickly if you can. If you have further problems, let me know. But that's valuable for you to be in there as quick as possible. Also, guys, the Facebook group. If you haven't gone on Facebook and searched up Superior Home Business Consultants Team Superior Group, you need to go do that immediately. I want you a part of this private group, because you're going to see inspirational things. You're going to see things that are important to your success that you need to be checking that regularly, going to that group. But if you have a question, throw out a question or something you see inspirational. I want you guys to understand that this is a collaboration, this team. I don't want it's just Ed teaching everything and talking about everything. If you have some things that you feel would be of value to people, you can post it in the GroupMe, or you can post it in the Facebook group, inspirational stuff. Now, I'm not talking about anything else. Don't try to steer somebody to some other opportunity or any of that nonsense. That'll get you ejected quick. But if it's inspirational stuff or ideas, I want you to continue. I want people to step up here that have been here a month or two, say, hey, I've got some ideas on teaching and training. Can I do that? Run it by me. What do you got? What do you think you can teach that would inspire others? Run it by me. Man, I'd love for people to step out. Tonight, we're going to give Natalie the floor. Natalie's going to teach us on what it takes, the mindset or the psychology behind talking to people effectively or whatever it is. I want that. This is a training ground to where you become a mentor, a teacher, a helper. And so know that this is not the Ed show. This is where I'm fostering people to learn things, to get courage and step out and come out and teach things. Greg, I mean, been doing sales for 30 years or 40 years. You've got some skills, I'm sure, that you can come out and share effective ways to communicate or sales techniques. And these are things I want, guys. That's the fostering of you guys and showing you can bring your talents to the table, teach some people, coach some people on the team. Now you can get comfortable to go out and teach and coach your new mentor. You're mentoring a team. Once you've got your feet up under you, you're going to have people you're introducing to this company, to this team, and they'll be here. But you can also have your coaching and mentoring options and helping them on your own. So what better way to foster those opportunities than in front of people you're getting to know on a weekly basis? Last thing, guys, next Thursday, I'm going to change this to Thursdays. Anybody have a problem with it being on Thursdays instead of Wednesdays?
I might.
Huh? Yes, no, maybe?
No problem.
All right, man, I'm going to move it to Thursdays. That frees up. I have a bi-weekly Bible study group, men and women I get with. And so that'll free me up to be able to do that. On Mondays, I have that. On Wednesdays, I have a different group I'm with. And so we'll do that. And I'll be with you guys on Thursday. Until then, stay in contact with me, guys. Do your work. Do what you're supposed to do. I promise you, if you will invest your time and effort in this business for 6 months, do exactly what I tell you to do, exactly what the success checklist does. Don't treat this business like a hobby, because that'll end up costing you money. You'll be frustrated and you'll go back to doing what you're doing before because you didn't take it seriously and you didn't do the work. But I promise you, if you have questions, contact me. If you send me text. Fastest way to communicate with me is a text. Natalie, you've got Jim as your first line mentor, but you've texted me. I'll get very responsive back to you guys. Don't get it on an island. Do your work, and I promise you, 6 months from now, 2023 is going to life changing for you. If you don't, you'll be doing the same thing you've always done, wishing you had better. This business is not a magic pill, but it is a life changer if you'll follow the process. Guys, I care about all of you. I will see you next Thursday on our team meeting. If anybody has ideas for training, text them to me. Throw them out there, what you'd like to see. Again, collaboration. That's what we're building here. I want to hear what you need, and we'll put together training to make it happen. In the meantime, you guys should be getting into app.superiorhbc.com. Go down here to Superior HBC University. I'm clicking on it right now. Now, we are way behind in uploading these recorded trainings that we have each week, but we're working on it. We're going to get on it. But there is a lot of training right here available to you. I told you guys, if you haven't gone in here to the library and watched Look Like a Pro online, what are you doing? You are hurting yourself. Some of you guys I see on Zoom right now, you need to watch this course and let her tell you what your background's supposed to look like, what your lighting's supposed to look like. You know, you can't come into, I'm teaching you how to be a professional online. This is your corporate boardroom, if you will, online on Zoom. So when you're meeting with clients, you need to have the lighting right. You need your background right. You don't need stuff showing in the background that shouldn't be there. You don't need to be in the dark saying, I'm teaching you how to look like a pro now. And this young lady and these courses will help you immediately. This woman is awesome. I want you guys to go in there. If you do nothing else this week, well, I hope you don't do nothing else. Watch this video, Look Like a Pro online. Go over here. She's got me move all our pictures. She's got all kinds of courses. This is the first one, how to look better on Zoom. Your clients are expecting you to be a professional. If you want them to pay you $6,500, $22,000 when you own that product or whatever, you better look like you know what you're doing. If I showed up with my background array in disorder and I'm in the dark, would you trust me? No. So here's a course that I'll teach you right away what you need to be going on in how to look better in Zoom. Again, you log into our app. You go to Superior HBC University tab at the bottom. You click on how to look like a pro online and start watching this course. It is the best 10 minutes and 52 seconds you can spend today. I guarantee it, because this is the trust factor. When you start having follow-up Q&As, even when I'm doing the follow-up Q&As, show up, look like a pro. So guys, do your work. This is part of it, doing your homework, getting these through these training courses, learning things, and it'll help you. All right. You guys have a great week. Get out there and place the ads. I promise it'll pay off. Thank you for staying an hour and a half, but it was worth it. I hope you guys found some value in what we did tonight. Have a great week.
Thank you. Have a good
Bye
night.
for now.